I am Dutch and I don't share your German theory that they go back to previous behavior. This needs propaganda and such. I did not hear this. Do you have examples? Wait, hold on. That they go back to previous behavior. This needs propaganda and such. You're right that it needs propaganda, and there is propaganda. There's been right-wing propaganda happening in Germany for a very long time. The fact that you have a nationalist party becoming quite an established party, the third biggest party in Germany now, I want to say. The fact, and it's not just the AfD, the fact that Germany is just emphasizing more and more on building up its military, I think that's pretty significant. Germany is becoming less and less trusting of the United States, and I think if that were to increase and become deeper, yeah, you would definitely have problems with that, because you would have a militaristic Germany. You would have a Germany. You would have a German military power in the middle of Europe, and with America becoming more and more isolationist, that means Germany is going to become more and more independent. And they're going to say, oh, we can't trust the Americans anymore, so we need to better our military power. And that's what's been happening since Brexit. And a little bit of that was happening before, but I think it really began to amplify after Brexit. When you have Angela Merkel in 2017 and 2018 saying, I cannot really trust the Americans anymore. We have to do things on our own. And they're talking about this in the context of an EU military power. Who's going to run this EU military power? It's going to be the Germans. So I think that Germany is definitely going back to military independency. But I don't expect you to see eye to eye to me, because people who live in that part of Europe, the Germanic part of Europe, they don't ever really see what I'm saying. Because, I mean, if I were living in the Netherlands, I would be of the same mindset that you're in right now, because who the hell wants to think about a reviving Germany? It's a scary thought. It's like asking somebody in Turkey, living in Turkey, hey, do you think that the Ottoman Empire is going to revive again? No, I don't think it's going to happen. Erdogan's an idiot. You always hear this from people who live in the country. You never hear that, but from people who live outside of the country, they have a different opinion of things. They tend to, that is. But if you want to respond to what I just told you, go ahead. The fact is that Germany is definitely reviving its military independency. That is a fact. The fact is that Germany has been talking for a very long time about a European military, pan-European military force ran by Germany. Who is going to run it? It's going to be the Germans. The Germans rule Europe. The fact is that the American government itself has admitted that if Germany ever gets the impression that America doesn't care about its security, Germany will pursue nuclear armament. I don't have any evidence that Germany is like, it's going to go and they're going to make the swastika a part of the German flag again. I don't have any evidence for that, but I do definitely have evidence of German militarism coming back. And looking at the history of that country, I wouldn't be so enthusiastic about that. I am not afraid to face the facts, but I see them as a nation. Well, of course they're a nation. I don't see where the disagreement is on that. Yeah, they're a nation that has had its portion. What do you mean by had its portion? Next big thing is world government. Okay. Do you have any evidence for world government forming anytime soon? I mean, I have more evidence for a revived Germany. I got more evidence for a revived Germany than like a world government forming. There's a world government form. What's your evidence? I mean, if you want to have a little debate, let me know. I'll put a link on the chat and we can have a friendly discussion if you would like, Mr. Egbert. It's like, what's your evidence of world government? The UN. That's not evidence. There's no evidence of world government. There's evidence of people becoming less and less closer together. That there is evidence of that. America pulling out of the WHO, America becoming more and more isolationistic, people ignoring the UN for decades. What else can we think of here? I don't see people coming together. Brexit, Britain leaving the European Union, not giving a shit about Europe. That's not world. That's not a sign of world government coming, my friend. That's a sign of people becoming more and more divided. Japan and China still have tensions with each other. Russia and Ukraine still hate each other. Russian troops, thousands of them, are right there on Ukraine. They're right there. I mean, in Nagorno-Karabakh, Turkey and Armenians fighting each other over a freaking piece of land that's maybe like the size of Delaware. These aren't signs of world government happening anytime soon, my friend. There's no evidence. But yet, what I please, Mr. Egbert, if you want to come on and have a conversation, I'd love to. Please, come on. This is too much for me. This is too much for me, guys. There's plenty of evidence for Germany reviving its military strength. There's plenty of evidence of Germany. How many statements can we get from the German government saying we need to make Germany a significant part of foreign policy again? We need to make Germany a global global force again. Germany must be a part of reshaping the world order. The world order. There's plenty of stuff. Oh God. QR codes? What do you mean QR codes? So the next big thing is world government. Okay. Theodore Shoebat, QR. What's QR codes? Do you read what I wrote? I read what you wrote. You talked about world government coming back or something. The next big thing is world government. Do you want to have a little debate with me or not? If not, I don't care, dude. If you want to do so, let me know, and I can put a link. And we can have a little group discussion if you guys would like, or we could have a little debate. But I just don't see like the next world government. Yeah, you're talking about world government. It doesn't. You didn't mention AI in your other comment. Hold on. Yeah, you said QR codes. Did you read what I wrote? Okay, let's go back to what you wrote here. You said, I'm not afraid to face the facts, but I see them as a nation that has had its portion. Next big thing is world government. Okay. And then I said, I don't see any signs of world government. And then you said, QR codes. Do you read what I wrote? Yeah, I read what you wrote. You wrote world government. You said nothing about codes. And that's fine. Okay, you want to clarify yourself. That's fine. Then you say the next world government is computer ruled. Okay, you can make that point, but okay, hold on. You don't know? Well, in big parts of the world, we have QR code devices. You cannot buy or sell unless you show your QR code. That's not a sign of world government, though. Hold on a second, guys. That's not a sign of world government. That's just some policy that the Netherlands has. Do you know that the EU wants to create its own cloud so that it can compete with Amazon and can compete with the Americans in technology? Like it doesn't matter. Just because we have advancements in technology doesn't mean we're going into like some super world government or something like that. It just means that technology is advancing to the point where we can do things like this. Does it make tyranny easier? Yeah, it does. But it doesn't mean that there's going to be world government because, hey, last I checked, people still hate each other. Okay, everybody's in this business. I know everyone says that. I'm in this business. Who cares, dude? It doesn't mean it doesn't mean we're going to have world government. Whatever. Let's go back to your questions, guys. I just don't see. It's like people are like, I don't believe that Germany is going to go back to military. I don't understand, but I believe there's going to be a world government. It's like, okay, let's try to have a world government with like Nagorno-Karabakh yeah, let's have a world government with Azeris and Armenians still hating each other. Let's have a world government with Ukrainians and Russians hating each other. Let's have a world government where Serbs and Croats are hating each other and Bosnians and Serbs are hating each other. Let's have a world government where Israelis and Palestinians are hating each other. Let's have a world government. You can't have a world government, dude. People are going to hate each other. People are going to use technology against each other. It's just the reality of human life. I've been hearing about world government my whole life. my friend. I've been hearing about world government since I was in the 1990s. Since the Y2K world. This is like white. Okay, I'm gonna stop there. People be reading Left Behind way too much. World government, guys. Let's see here. Where did I leave off? I don't see Germany doing anything anytime soon, but I see world government, even though people still hate each other. Let's try to have world government as Egypt and Ethiopia are fighting over water. What's the headquarters for this world government going to be in? Where's it going to be in? It's going to be in the city of Neon in Saudi Arabia, everybody. The Kaaba. The Saudis are going to rule us from their iPhones.